They say every hypercar chases speed, but the Pagani Huayra, it chases perfection. The kind that turns carbon fiber into art, air into performance, and a twin-turbo V12 into something that sounds almost alive. Because the Huayra isn't just a machine. It's the closest thing the automotive world has to a handcrafted masterpiece with a heartbeat. The story starts with one man, Horacio Pagani, a guy who looked at the fastest cars on Earth and said, "Cool, but what if we make them beautiful enough to hang in a museum, and fast enough to scare a fighter jet pilot?" And that's how the Huayra was born. Under that sculpted body sits the soul of a monster, a 6.0-liter AMG twin-turbo 5, 12 pushing out over 700 horsepower and 1,000 newton-meters of torque. A power plant so brutal that Pagani had to redesign the entire car around managing airflow, cooling, and stability. And instead of sharp wings or giant spoilers, the Huayra uses something smarter. Active aero flaps. 4 of them, individually operated, reacting to every throttle input, every steering angle, every millisecond of wind pressure. The car literally changes shape in real time, like a hypercar breathing. Inside? Call it a cockpit, call it a luxury suite, call it a spaceship, but nothing else on Earth feels like it. The exposed titanium bolts, the polished gear selector, the clock-like gauges, everything is crafted like a piece of jewelry engineered to survive a hurricane. And that forged carbon shell? It isn't for flex. It's for physics. Despite the luxury, despite the craftsmanship, despite the monster V12, the Huayra stays light, fast, and razor-sharp, 0 to 60 in about 2.8 seconds, a top speed north of 230 miles per hour, and enough mid-range torque to bend reality. But the real magic isn't in the numbers, it's in the feeling. The way the turbos whistle, the V12 roars, and the aero flaps flutter like mechanical wings. Most hypercars feel engineered. The Huayra feels crafted. Most hypercars feel fast. The Huayra feels alive. And that's why the Pagani Huayra isn't just respected. It's worshipped by collectors, by drivers, and by anyone who knows the difference between powers and art. So here's the real question. Is the Huayra the most beautiful hypercar ever built? Or the one that proves engineering and emotion can exist in the same machine?